Hello, Rivermont families. I hope the recent change of season that has you prepped for winter. And I'd like to take this couple minutes right here, just a few moments, to talk about some of the things that have been going on in Rivermont this last first quarter. I know at the beginning of the year we had an evening with the headmaster to talk about the upcoming programs and policies that we'll be implementing throughout the school year, and we'll have another opportunity to do another evening with the headmaster in February. But I thought today, as we end the first quarter, that I outline some of the key programs and policies we've put into place over these last few months, many of which aren't generally seen by parents and the general public because they're internal and they're basically involved with our operation. The first item, and from an administrative perspective, is we've introduced a new student management system, Blackpod, and many of you, in accessing your students' grades, that's the system that we're currently using. I've received a few questions on why we moved away from Focus, which is our system last year, to Blackpod. And basically, from a student management perspective, these two programs are very, very similar. Both track grades, attendance, and a wide variety of different student information. What makes Blackpod different, though, and the reason that we went to this system, is that it integrates admissions and alumni along with the student management. So we can, from a prospective family that's first coming to Rivermont and is interested about the school, tie all the information we collect from that side, easily transport it over to student management side when that student enrolls. And then when that student graduates or leaves Rivermont Collegiate, we can then track them as alumni, keeping that group much more involved than we have in the past. And so really Blackball, what it gives you is more of an administrative oversight of the entire entry to graduation through alumni that just Focus didn't provide us. And so that's the main reason that we moved to Blackball. The other item that we've introduced new this quarter is professional development, specifically tied to teacher assessment and observation. And how generally this new program works is that teachers are observed throughout the academic year, first by their peers, mentors, and then later by administrative staff, and their professional development plan that occurs in each summer and into the next academic year is largely shaped and determined by those assessments and observations, so that we can tailor and fine-tune professional development to each teacher's needs, and that way they're focusing on items that they would like to expand their knowledge and capability on, and we get to focus our professional development to the best need to meet our needs of the faculty. So that's a brand new program that we're going through this year. The other thing that, from an administrative standpoint, that we've done is there's a whole slew of different marketing aspects. There's a whole slew of a new website coming out that'll be out in January, and a whole outreach program to our alumni to bring our graduates, and whether or not that's St. Catherine's or St. Mark's or Rivermont, to bring them back into the fold and see what our school is, what's going on at Rivermont, and how excited they can be a part of it, whether or not that is a guest lecturer, or as you probably have seen as a Skype lecturer, or even just coming back and being involved with the school on a general aspect. We've done quite a lot more this first quarter in hoping to tie our past to where we're going in the future. Okay, I'm standing in the 5th grade classroom, and I think it's appropriate to stand here to talk about things that are going on in our current classroom and our curriculum. And one of the things that we've introduced this first quarter is a whole slew of technology devices in the classroom, from Skype that allows us really to contact basically everyone in the world. In fact, 3rd grade today was talking to Uganda. We've talked to, Skyped in oceanographers talking about dolphins. So we basically opened up the world to each one of our classes, and our teachers are really, really taking advantage of it, and the students are excited about seeing this. We've also introduced a whole slew of teacher aids and tools to allow them to bring really their subject material and their curriculum more to life to the students, as well as expand some of the online capabilities. In our lower school, we've introduced a whole slew of different curriculum, from Singapore math to Daily 5, and Miss Ashby in a moment will talk about a little bit of that. In our middle school, we've really seen some huge leaps forward this first semester. First off was facilities. Before, the middle school did not have their own science lab. Now they do. And that's with Miss McAdams, they actually have a separate room dedicated to middle school science. We've also increased the electives and elective courses for the middle school. So, for example, our robotics course, which was in the past for middle school for 4 teams, is now up to 8. We've also introduced video journalism, which is basically creating a newscast. You may have seen it on our website. And the middle school students are loving that course, the ability to write, produce, and direct a newscast. We've also introduced another art class centered on comics and graphic art. We've also going to be introducing, as a follow-on to robotics in January, a course on avionics, where it talks about flight, space, rocketry, and so we're expanding the middle school curriculum quite a bit. In terms of the upper school curriculum, we've also looked at tying different subject materials together, tying English and math, for example, tying English and social studies, so that we tend to blend our curriculum that reinforces key concepts and ideas so that it's easier for the student to follow along and to reinforce on the principles and the fundamentals that we're trying to teach in each course. We've also introduced across the school curriculum mapping, which allows us to, whether or not you're in kindergarten all the way up and through 12th grade, is to outline your courses, and so that we can then begin to start the process of building courses upon each other. So if, for example, as we look at our study, that these are the best courses that our colleges, that our students are wishing to attend, these are the courses that they expect that a student would be competitive for admissions, we can start backing off year by year by year and building those blocks so that by the time they get to be a senior, they're ready to go, they're ready to apply to the colleges that they wanted to apply to and be competitive, not just from an admission standpoint, but being successful in their first year of college. And that whole process is called curriculum mapping, which we've started this last semester. So as you can see from a curriculum standpoint, it's been a pretty busy first quarter. And next year, we're starting to plan for things this year for next academic year. There's even going to be more opportunities in greater areas that our upper school students can explore and challenge themselves both academically and all the fundamental character and development aspects that we have traditionally been very, very good at here at Rivermont. So what we'll do is we'll stand by for a moment and let's go over to the lower school and we'll have Ms. Ashby talk to you a little bit about things that's been going on there. Okay, to give you a little bit idea what's been going on in lower school this quarter, I thought it'd be best to come here to the 4th grade and turn it over to Rebecca Ashby, who's going to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on in the lower school. Becca?
All right, thank you. Well, in lower school, we have added many things to contribute to the rigor in our classroom. One of those is our new math program called Singapore Math, also known as Math in Focus. And we also have added Daily 5 to our current reading curriculum, where the students are eating up more books in the classroom and loving reading. We also added the new science curriculum, an interactive science curriculum with the new lab in the carriage house. Technology integration has been a big plus for us this year, and we added a technology integrator, Mrs. McDonald, which helps all of us use the Mac Air, Skype in the classroom. We do webcasts. We have WordlyWise online. And then we also have iPads for all the teachers, and then the students can use it for games and activities as well. But then above all, we also have professional development, support for the teachers to help with all of these new programs and curriculum development. That's all. Thanks.